Understanding Security Operations Center or SOC. In this section, first we'll understand what is Security Operations Center, traditional versus modern or next generation Security Operations Center, roles and responsibilities in a SOC, importance of SOC in modern enterprises. So let's first understand what is Security Operations Center. A SOC is a dedicated team or facility that continuously monitors, detects, analyzes, and responds to cybersecurity incidents and threats. Main goal of a SOC is to protect an organization from cyber threats by identifying, analyzing, and responding to potential security incidents before they cause significant damage. Right? So basically, SOC is a dedicated team of cybersecurity professionals with different roles like SOC analyst, SOC administrator, manager, chief information security officer or CISO, right? And main tool or software that is used to build a security operations center is SIEM tool, Security Information and Event Management, plus SOAR. If we talk about modern or next generation Security Operations Center, so SOAR is also very important component, security orchestration and automated response, plus threat intelligence platform, open source intelligence or OSINT, and a lot of other open source or paid softwares and tools, right, also used to build a modern SOC. But main component here is SIEM tool or SIEM plus SOAR. If you don't understand what is SIEM, what is SOAR, no worries, right? We will understand in detail about SIEM, SOAR in upcoming lectures, right? So no problem if you don't understand. So for now, you can understand SOC is basically a facility wherein like logs or security events are continuously monitored, detects, right? Means like detection of any illegal activities, malicious activities, brute force attack or any other attack, right? And logs are analyzed, and also with the help of some automation rule, we can quickly respond to those security incident and threats. We will see in action like what type of automation we can bring like in modern SOC. We all understand that, right? And also I'm going to show you like practically in fact what exactly SOC is. I mean like how like the whole process works, right? So key features: centralized monitoring, 24/7 operations, threat detection and analysis, incident response and remediation, proactive threat hunting, right? These are key features of a security operation center. Traditional SOC. So traditional means not a proactive approach, is reactive approach, right? However, in modern or next generation security operations center, like there is proactive approach. Automation, yes, like it lacks automation, limited automation or no automation at all. Alert overload is another limitation or drawback of traditional security operations center, and very basic threat detection. Whereas in modern or next generation security operations center, there is always a proactive and adaptive approach. Incorporation of SIEM plus SOAR, even SIEM is also deployed in like traditional SOC also. So SOAR is the new like component in modern or next generation security operations center. Now let me quickly give you a very high level overview of both like SIEM and SOAR so that you can easily correlate what exactly the role of both components here, right? So basically what happens, let us assume there is a Windows or Linux server machine, right? And someone is trying to log on or to the server, or a kind of maybe multiple login attempts with different username and password, right? Means a kind of brute force attack, attempting to log into server remotely, maybe using RDP, right, with different username and password. So of course, like if we log into the server as an administrator and if we check the security events, right, security logs or events, then yes, we will find traces over there that someone is trying with different username and password combination to log into the server. But you understand, in case if there are multiple servers, so particularly first, like it's not possible, we cannot check like logs manually, and even there are tons of security events, so like correlation is also not possible. So what we generally do, we configure server to send logs or security events to SIEM server, a server or hardware appliance or virtual appliance, or maybe deployed in the cloud, right? So SIEM can be deployed anywhere. So security events are continuously forwarded to the SIEM, security information and event management. But SIEM is not only a log server or event server. No, it's more than that, right? So at first place, yes, logs are forwarded here, security events are forwarded. And what SIEM does here, SIEM like extract useful information from there, important information, normalization is done, correlation is done, right? And based on the rule logic that we create, flow logic or rule logic, incident is security alerts are generated, right? Means there is brute force attack or something. So as a SOC analyst, we can do further investigation, right? And maybe we can ask the Windows administrator to temporarily disable the account, like, or like taking some other security measures based on security alerts, okay? But in case if SOAR is also integrated in the same solution, security, orchestration and automated response, so with the help of some automated rule or maybe PowerShell script, even account, maybe a specific account, if like brute force attack for a specific user account, so even that account can be disabled for a specific length of time automatically, right? With the help of maybe PowerShell script, in case of Linux, some other script, okay? So that's what SOAR is, security, orchestration and automated response. There is some automated response, right? Because account can be disabled, maybe we can force multi-factor authentication in some other solution. So that's what SOAR is, right? And further we can do the investigation from like where like attacks like are coming from, IP, maybe country name, and we can use some threat intelligence to figure out like whether IP is spam, blacklisted IP or whatever. I mean, like, right, I will just show you later on. So this is the whole approach, in fact, right? So modern SOC means SIEM plus SOAR. So and even SOAR can be deployed as a independent, like I means a separate product, right? And can be integrated in SIEM also. Depends like whether, because there are too many vendors like offering SIEM solution or SIEM software, right? And yes, reduce alert fatigue is another key feature. And what are different roles and responsibilities in a SOC? So if we start from the first label, then the first label is analyst, having very basic cybersecurity knowledge, right? Incident handling and all that, SOC analyst. And then the next is admin or SOC administrator. And again here, like they can be maybe tier 1 SOC analyst, tier 2 and tier 3, multiple tiers, right? SOC administrator profile would be like configuring SIEM plus SOAR, right? Because SIEM, yes, does require a lot of configuration. Even in host devices, network devices, they all need to be configured in such a way that they should continuously forward security events or logs, right, to the SIEM in fact. So configuration, maintenance, backup, creating rule logic, all done by the SOC administrator. And to manage team, there should be manager, SOC manager. And at the highest level, Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, right? So there are different roles and responsibilities, of course. And even SOC like can be in-house, on-prem, or even managed SOC or SOC as a service, right? So even a lot of medium-sized companies, what they generally prefer, they do not like prefer to have SOC in-house, rather they just like outsource SOC or like SOC as a service or managed SOC rather, I would say. So first role is SOC analyst, frontline defenders in Security Operations Center. They are responsible for monitoring, analyzing and responding to security incidents. Engineers means responsible for what? Maintaining, configuring and optimizing security tools. Tools like SIEM, SOAR, maybe some other like threat intelligence feed or softwares, right? There are a lot of open source also. Open source tool like Cortex, free and open source, of course, MISP, malware information sharing platform. Cortex is another tool like wherein we can check whether IP is like blacklisted or not, email address we can verify, URLs, domain name, files, hashes can be analyzed with the Cortex, right? Cortex, MISP, they all are like open source, free to use, but they do require a lot of configuration and can be integrated with the SIEM also. So SIEM can be integrated with security incident response platform, and that can further be integrated with some other tools and software. I'm going to show you, just hang in there. I'm going to show you like what exactly I'm talking here. So probably you might not be familiar with like Cortex or MISP or security incident response platform like Hive. They are absolutely free, right? You don't have to pay any amount for that. Even SIEM tool also, like there are a lot of open source SIEM tool or software. They're free to use, right? Community edition or community based. And also at the same time, we have a lot of paid software or SIEM like IBM QRadar, Splunk, ArcSight, right? Rapid7, and there are some other vendors also. Third role is SOC manager, and the last one is Chief Information Security Officer. Chief Information Security Officer or CISO, highest ranking security officer in an organization, and is responsible for the overall cyber security strategy and vision. And here like you can understand different role. SOC analyst means knowledge, basic knowledge of cyber security. Engineer means yes, technical expertise would be required. Manager means management skill, of course, and top level authority is CISO, defining cyber security strategy, overseeing SOC, executive, communication, everything, highest level authority. Why is a SOC important? Early threat detection, yes. Minimized impact of cyber attacks, Compliance and reporting, yes, another reason why do like enterprises or companies should have a SOC, either in-house or outsource, and proactive security, right? Because nowadays just having a next generation firewall, endpoint threat detection, IPS IDS, other security appliances wouldn't be enough, right? They need to be continuously monitored, like logs should be analyzed properly, there should be correlation, right? And based on the observation, there should be some alerts generated so that we can like analyze those alerts, we can act on those security incidents. So that is why SOC is really very important nowadays, right? Just to understand SOC properly, let me take one example, right, wherein like there are 2 or 3 different machines, like one is like Windows 10 computer, another is Windows 2019 server machine, and third one is Linux machine, Linux, right? So with the help of agent, security events and logs are forwarded to SIEM, security information and event management. And as I mentioned before, we will understand SIEM and SOAR both in detail in upcoming lectures, right? For now, you can understand SIEM is like here for centralized logging, normalization, correlation, and based on rule logic, generating alerts or creating security incidents, right? So with the help of agents, logs are continuously forwarded to the SIEM, right? And I'm using here open source SIEM, open source, and that is Wazoo, right? Or maybe another open source that is very popular is ELK, Elasticsearch, Logstress, and Kibana, right? And SIEM tool, with the help of some Python script, SIEM tool is continuously forwarding security events or alerts, rather I would say alerts, to the open source security incident response platform, that is the Hive or Hive is another software, open source software or tool, right? And it's absolutely free. And Hive like is tightly integrated with another open source tool, that is Cortex, also MISP. MISP is basically another open source tool for malware information sharing platform basically, and Cortex like is used to analyze IPs, URLs, domain names, right? Because we can integrate with VirusTotal and some other like open source intelligence platform can be easily integrated. Now let me show you practically. So it is dashboard of SIEM tool, open source SIEM, that is Wazoo, and you can see here total there are 3 endpoints connected to the SIEM. In fact, so there are total 3 endpoints, 2 Windows and 1 Linux machine continuously forwarding logs or events to the SIEM tool, right? And here like if we want to like check like computers, so you can see here there are 3 different machines, Windows 10, Ubuntu, and another Windows Server machine, standard edition, right? So total there are 3 agents or 3 end host devices connected here, and if we want to see logs, or even if we check like authentication failure 0 here, and what about another machine, like let me go back to home, and here let me take Linux machine this time, Ubuntu, and here I can see a lot of events here, right? So what happens basically, this Wazoo or SIEM tool is integrated with another software here, and that is Hive. So here I can see there is brute force trying to access to the system. So if you look at this, let me highlight here, brute force trying to get access to the system, non-existing user. So basically Linux machine is continuously forwarding or sending logs to Wazoo, and Wazoo is integrated with Hive. Hive is basically another tool in fact, and here I can see brute force trying to get access to the system, non-existent user. Further I can even, here I can see observable 9, and you can see here IP, with this IP there is continuous brute force attack, right? You can see here, and interesting, very interesting, you can see here IP format here is basically not like this, 215.240. something like, right? So here you can see a bracket in fact instead of dot, and why it is so, because just to avoid accidentally clicking this link, so it is not clickable, right? And from here even we can run analyzer whether this IP is malicious or not, because already it is integrated, right? So job have been launched, and just will take time, and will show here like whether IP is like spam or blacklisted or not. Similarly we can analyze email address, URLs, domain name, file hashes. We can run all even this way, and you can see here like report, we can check the report like virus total report. Here we can directly will be redirected to the virus total. It's already integrated in fact with the API, so we can check here in the real time about the IP, and you can see here Bitdefender, suspicious, malicious IP, right? And IP 1.215.240.130. So already integrated, like Hive is integrated with virus total. So I hope you understand like how it's all happening. And another SIEM tool is Microsoft Sentinel, which is cloud native SIEM, right? Microsoft Azure. Here you can see Microsoft Sentinel. Here also we can see like there are some open incidents, new incident, active incidents. So there is a rule here, generate alert if destination IP is this. So any traffic hitting 12.0.1.28 means incident is generated, then incident can be assigned to a SOC analyst. SOC analyst will do the further investigation, right? And based on the outcome, either incident will be closed with some remark, and even if automation is required, then we do have some option here. That's what SOAR is, basically security orchestration. So we can create here automation rule, right? Automation rule can be created, or even we can just create a rule to run a playbook with some action, of course. So it's another like SIEM tool, SIEM plus SOAR, basically Microsoft Sentinel. Wazoo is another SIEM tool, open source, QRadar, right? HP ArcSight. There are a lot of SIEM tools available in the market. So basically SOC and SIEM, there should not be any confusion between both. They both are different, right? SIEM is just one of the product or software or tool used in building security operations center, right? So security operations center as a whole is a facility, a team of cyber security professionals, researchers, cyber security engineers, right? So that's what security operations center is.